Hi, this is Homay from Spitfire Audio with a select video looking at some uncommon pairing of libraries, or at least a combination that I haven't used before. We have here Albian Tandra, Alex Epton Entropy, and Labs und Musical, which wouldn't have been an obvious choice to me, but I ended up finding this really fun to write with. This is mostly to see how libraries that might not be an immediate go-to pairing can actually really complement each other. Tundra being a 100-piece orchestra recorded with beautifully soft and textural articulations, generally very good for slow-moving textural beds and atmospheric writing. Entropy includes a mixture of modular synthesis, processed drums and other sounds that are more on the sound design spectrum, and Lab und Musical, although I feel this instrument would almost automatically make an uncommon pairing. Let's listen to the concoction I have here first and then break it down. The first library I jumped into was Albian Tandra, and this was meant to be the foundation of this piece, the more structural and harmonic core. There's actually arguably my favorite patch in here, which is ricochets. That one I layered with a couple of other texturally really beautiful string samples. We have your super tasto and flautando consort. Those ones are layered with another couple really beautifully textural patches. We have your super tasto and flautando consort. Then I almost forgot that we also have some really lovely legato patches in here. There's one particular that's called Air and Ice Legato. This one I used to double up the flautando consort line, so it's just an octave above. And these beautiful textures we have across this library. If we go up to the woodwinds, let's single that one out. And then also in the brass section, here we have some brass bursts. Within this library, I just turned down the reverb and also turned on the closed microphone because I just didn't want to go really swimming, especially the low brass and woodwinds. Tundra, I think you really want to enjoy the long notes to really hear the little performances that you get within each note. There are, however, a few short articulations within this library if you needed to accent anything, for example, or highlight anything or give it a bit of definition. The last patch from Tundra that I used was also within the brass section, and it was an effects that I thought sounded really nice, really haunting, and I thought it was a nice way to kick off this piece with. So these were all the orchestral sounds that I've used for this. The next library up was Alex Epton. Because I approached this piece with the orchestral section being sort of my main body, I thought of Entropy to be helping me with the rhythmic and the ear candy elements. Let's look at the percussion section. I kept it fairly minimal. There are some quite clicky percussive sounds that I had pretty much from the beginning until later on, where I have this kick coming in. Let's listen to each of those individually. And then here I have this kick. Which you can hear. I think there's some room noise and artifacts baked into the sample, but I think it just kind of gives it a bit more character and depth. Here's the other one that I used. I've really loved this glitchy, slightly more complex sound to be part of the rhythmic section. This is what it's together. And that I layered with some tuned percussions you can find in here as well. I just added a stereo delay from Logic on here. There's also a variation of that sound, which I used at the beginning. Let's just look at the GUI of this library as well. Again, metallic percussion. Further up here, you have some modular sounds, which I just used for embellishment. And lastly, from that library, I used a Sabi Bass. It comes in together with the rhythmic section just to give it a bit more weight and impact coming in all together. Then I also chose the On Musical from the Labs library, which you can get for free. And there's some really fun sounds in there. I actually really love the ribbon sound here. So mostly using this library also for embellishments and just tying over some of the sections. And then over here as well, sort of an arpeggiated line. So these were all the sounds that I used for this short bit, and I think it's really nice to see how those libraries can fit together, especially if they're not an obvious choice. Obviously, this is also dependent on what you're writing for and what the brief is that you've been given, but giving the odd one out a chance now and then, I think, can sometimes be also very positively surprising. Let me know which 3 libraries you'd be interested in hearing together in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one.